Alright guys, Nostalgic Gaming UA is back at you with our game preview slash review, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, made in 1999. Man, this is just a part two from Blood Omen, Legacy of Kain. And I never got to play that game, but I partially saw what it was about. That storyline is very deep. The main character of that, he goes through a lot of measures just to turn the hands of time. He's risking his human form, and then he turns into deeper into like a monster slash vampire-ish type of evil guy. And man, that guy is it's a lot. Raziel, the main character of this game, goes through a lot and seeks his revenge because of him. This game is amazing. It scared the shit out of me as a kid. Uh, just starting up, you can see like the little weeping angels kind of. Just the faces keep forming, looking away, looking at you. But overall, this is a pretty fun game, and the dialogue very intricate. How he just the character, the narrator, I should say, breaks down everything in depth for you, and it's beautiful. So we're just gonna start this, and we're just gonna get through the first mission.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him. Few know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I stood with Kain and my brethren at the dawn of the Empire. I have served him a millennium. Over time, we became less human and more divine. Kain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow, until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony. There was only one possible outcome. My eternal damnation. I, Raziel, was to suffer the fate of traitors and weaklings, burn forever in the bowels of the lake of the dead. Cast him in. Burning with white-hot fire, I plunged into the depths of the abyss. Unspeakable pain, relentless agony. Time ceased to exist. Only this torture and a deepening hatred of the hypocrisy that damned me to this hell. An eternity passed, and my torment receded, bringing me back from the precipice of madness. The descent had destroyed me, and yet I lived.
What an introduction. Sheesh. As you can see, Kain is a jealous motherfucker.
I know you, Razier. You are worthy.
What madness is this? What pitiful form is this that I have come to inhabit? Death would be a release next to this travesty.
You did not survive the abyss, Razier. I have only spared you from total dissolution.
I would choose oblivion over this existence.
The choice is not yours.
I am destroyed.
You are reborn. The birth of one of Kain's abominations traps the essence of life. It is this soul that animates the corpse you lived in. And that, Raziel, is the demise of Nosgoth. There is no balance. The souls of the dead remain trapped. I cannot spin them in the wheel of fate. They cannot complete their destinies. Redeem yourself. Or if you prefer, avenge yourself. Settle your dispute with Kain. Destroy him and your brethren. Free their souls and let the wheel of fate churn again. Use your hatred to read their souls. I can make it possible. Become my soul Reaver, my angel of death.
And this game, I'm telling you, it gets deeper and deeper as you go. That deep voice that you hear, he basically guides you throughout the whole game, and you get an understanding of his position and who he is as you continue to play. Alright, so game's pretty dark right now. We're in the spirit world, and it is our job to get to the living, which is the modern. Right now he's in a different time frame.
These gates twist space, laying a path across great spans.
Alright, so that's just like another portal. That's how you get to certain areas in the game.
You are weak. You must feed.
The old hunger has left me. I have no desire for blood.
You are changed. Your bloodthirst is replaced by a deeper need. You have become a devourer of souls. To sustain your strength, you must hunt the lost spirits of the underworld and consume the souls of your enemies.
And throughout the game, it teaches you how to do like certain moves. Right now, he's just feeding on souls, and that like squiggly on the bottom is his life bar. So we're just gonna fill that up. And he really does live up to his name. He's a soul Reaver. He has no desire for blood anymore. Right now, he's in a different time. There is no time where he is. This is like a kind of the spirit world, as you could say. The only thing I kind of don't like about this game is the camera angles.
Though ruined, are not without purpose. Take hold of them as you leap, and they will carry you across this chasm.
It's crazy. You saw his arm, his wings get ripped off, and kind of reminds me of like God of War 3, the floating
What scabrous riches are these?
Icarus wings.
Slua, the scavengers of the underworld. Their feral hunger has claimed countless souls, spirits who now shall never find their rest.
So the fighting on here is quite simple too. It's just you lock on and you repeatedly tap square. But you gotta hurry up and take their soul before they revive themselves. Ah, I just did it. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we jump up here. I just love the colors on here too, that greenish blue and the darkness of it, the shadowing.
These portals are your conduit between the spectral and material realms. With their aid, you may gather matter and will yourself to become manifest in the physical world. This is taxing, however. Your strength must first be fully restored. You require no conduit to return to this plane. You may abandon your physical body at any time.
Okay. Just making sure.
Sustain your strength to prolong your manifestation in the physical world. If you fail to feed or absorb too many wounds, this fragile matter will dissolve. You are young yet, Raziel. You still retain many of your vampiric weaknesses. Immersion in water, while not fatal, will dissolve your physical body, forcing your return to the spirit world. Be aware that in the spectral realm, water has neither heft nor lift. It stands as thin as air.
So in this world, his life is slowly decreasing. So of course, in order to sustain yourself, you have to keep taking out the enemies.
Ah, these creatures.
Do you not recognize them? They are the children of your brother, Duma.
That's impossible. These foul, scuttling beasts could not be kin of our high blood.
Do you suppose that time stood still for you, Raziel? Much has changed since you passed from the world of men.
I knew my opponent's weaknesses, having suffered them myself. Physical wounds are fleeting. Vampire's immortal flesh begins to close as soon as it is cleaved. Vampires need only fear those wounds that impale or inflame. Water scorches like acid, and fledglings are devastated by sunlight's touch. I would have to modify my tactics to suit my foes.
So I thought that was pretty dope that he basically was telling you how to beat them.
Unfettered from the flesh, a creature's soul fades swiftly into the spectral realm. Draw it in quickly, Raziel, or you will be compelled to follow.
He don't want me to get it. Just gonna throw him up here. Gonna shoot the 3. I was Iverson in high school, so I don't care. Pretty sure none of my boys will vouch for me on that one.
Your physical prowess surpasses what you knew in life. Even massive obstacles can be moved effortlessly.
Yeah, so like I said, the only thing about this game that kind of irritates me is the camera angle. You can't really move the camera around. Can't really shift it to your liking. You have to move yourself. Gotta move a little over more. See, I'll be able to tell if I can look up, but that's the only thing. Can't remember if I can grab these. Oh, I can. Okay, cool.
My God! The sanctuary of the clans reduced to ruin. Beyond these walls lay the pillars of Nosgoth, the seat of Kain's empire. How humble it now appeared, collapsing into the dust of its former magnificence. And yet, I had only just emerged. In the instant between my execution and resurrection, centuries had apparently passed.
This world is wrecked with cataclysms. The earth strains to shrug off the pestilence of Kain's parasitic empire. The fate of this world was preordained in an instant by a solitary man. Unwilling to martyr himself to restore Nosgoth's balance, Kain condemned the world to the decay you see. In that moment, the unraveling began. Now it is nearly played out. Nosgoth teeters on the brink of collapse. Its fragile balance cannot hold.
So Resident Evil is still shocked that he's going through this. How much a lot looks different. How he doesn't understand how long he's really been gone. And all he has is this voice to guide him, to help him get an understanding of why he's dealing with life the way it is now, and why did life change the way it did. And over here you can see the enemies. As time progresses, they change. All the enemies don't look like this throughout the game. And the game doesn't really have missions. Like, you can literally play straight through the whole time. Yes, it has saving points, but it's pretty amazing how you can just keep it going, keep it moving. Let me pause this 1 second. Get that over there. I'm having a little bit of off. Alright, got that. Okay, now we just move that over. Alright. Okay, let's get back started with that. I apologize for that, guys. Camera was doing some funny stuff. So, when you're fighting these enemies, they tell you to lock on. Damn, he doing a Harlem shake. Shit. They tell you to lock on so that you can fight them easier, because they like to dip and dodge and all of that. Let me go over here. You have so many choices. It's amazing. You have so many choices, weapon choices, I should say. But the whole locking on is so that you can focus on your enemies without having to fight all over the place, because they're pretty sneaky. As you can see, my life is going down on its own. So like I said, keep in mind that every enemy you get, make sure you take their soul. Get that out of here. Pick up weapons on standby using square. Can't go in there right now, so we're gonna move over here. Let's see if we can sneak this guy without him turning around. Got him. Pick that up. Let's get over there. Alright, so that basically takes you back to that spirit world. So anytime you see that, it's just those symbols reminding you can come back to that pillar at any moment of time to shift the area, change it around, so that you can get through certain trap doors or doors that are locked and can't be opened unless you are in that spirit world. And the weapons are so much better than using your hands. Much better. So keep in mind and pay attention to your surroundings when you play.
This, at least, had remained constant. The endlessly swirling vortex of the abyss, my tomb, and the womb of my rebirth. Though much of Nosgoth's landscape had changed, these cliffs gave me my bearings. My clan territory was to the west. I was anxious to see how my descendants had fared during the centuries of my absence.
So as he said, he wants to go check out what his family and where he grew up at looks like. So we're gonna head this way. And yes, all the monsters kind of do that annoying roar. As time progresses, he also gets all these powers. Oh man, it's amazing. Right now, we're just gonna stay with the weapons, because he's still getting his feet wet. Every so often you get a newer weapon as well, so, which is pretty dope. Oh, I thought he wasn't gonna let me get it. Your soul is mine. Y'all don't know nothing about that Shang Tsung.
Utter My once proud kin wiped from this world like excrement from a boot. I knew the hand that wrought this deed.
That dialogue is amazing. It's like a poem almost to me. Oh, you're trying to sneak me. Man, it's ridiculous how these monsters used to scare me as a kid. Vivid imagination. Then I always played this game at night. I don't ever recall playing it during the daytime. Growing up, I was hooked on scary movies. My mom, dad always had me watching these crazy Jason, Freddy, Michael Myers, so this scared me, but it wasn't nothing I wasn't already used to. Oh damn, I tried to get it. It's so funny, if you don't execute them fast enough, they go right back. You'll be fighting all day if you don't take that thing. You see him just dodging. Floyd Mayweather over here. Oh, there goes another weapon right there. It's funny, even though he's like zombified in a way, I like his colors and I like his outfit a little bit. How it covers his mouth like he's some type of lone assassin. It looks like he's wearing a cape. Overall, he's a dope character. I wish he could go back to his human form. Whoa, homie tried to sneak him. Alright guys, so here's a lever right here. I'm going to go back and grab that weapon. If I can find it, that would be good. There we go.
I didn't recognize these flayed racks of flesh. Their scent was vampiric. They gnawed upon their victim's carcass like dogs.
So surprisingly, there's still humans here. And yeah, they get caught in the crossfire. There's only so much they can do. So as you can see, like, there are different enemies. They look slightly different, and they do different things almost. See me just pick up a vase there. Just welcome to this fire over here. Oh, this guy. You gotta kill these guys. This is actually a man. That was a knight. So that was a human dressed as a knight, and he was trying to fight. Looked like he had a cross on him too.
This charnel house bore the unmistakable marks of Melchiah's clan. To what depths had our dynasty plummeted if these ghouls were the descendants of my high-born brother? Were they so debased as to recruit fledglings from the desiccated corpses here interred?
So you see he was just there. He goes in the ground and he tries to pop up on you. So yeah, be careful. Alright, so as you can see here, another weapon. It's pretty dope. Got a skull at the end with the diamond back. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so usually that's how you can tell which way you push these stones. So if you jump up and you don't see nothing there, most likely it's on the opposite side, where you got to travel to. So even with the funny camera. So I'm gonna go this way.
My brother Melchiah was made last, and therefore received the poorest portion of Kain's gift. Although immortal, his soul could not sustain the flesh, which retained much of its previous human frailty. This weakness, it seemed, was passed on to his offspring. Their fragile skins barely contained the underlying decay.
Damn, that's messed up. No, he's hiding from us. There you go. So basically he's saying that they don't have a fast healing recovery like the others do. Because his youngest brother was more closer to a human than the others. As you can see here, their flesh is more exposed. See, I just hit them like one time and we're pretty much done. They'll fight you, but it's only so much they can do. not as fast